women. I want you to understand that your event here today is part of a global revolution. I have a conversation with a friend at times who asked me, is there really a vibrant women's movement? And I often have to explain to her that a movement is precisely that thing that you cannot contain, that gets out of hand, that sprouts when you have no organized treasurer and president and keeper of the message. This is a movement for ending violence against women. Today, in over 203 countries around the world, women like you are having events like this and dancing to show that they are part of the revolution for ending violence against women. This is for the women whose partners beat them up after they get drunk on a Friday night having drinks with the boys. This is for the girls whose uncles and other relatives take advantage of their childhood for sex and leave them with psychological damage for the rest of their lives. This is for the schoolgirls who cannot walk freely either on the way to school or in school without being harassed by boys who make them feel that unless they give sex, they cannot be loved. This is for the babies who are taken advantage of and sometimes raped by men who are ill, who are under the impression that if they have sex with a virgin, they will be cured. This is for, it sounds unusual, it happens. There is far too little information about what really happens. And I hope that one day the struggle in Barbados will reach the stage where some of those women, girls and children who suffer will have the courage to come forward and tell their stories. It happens. And we should not be silenced by any so-called larger concerns for protecting the image of our countries. What women feel is as important as what is happening to the economy. Our voices must be heard. Therefore, on behalf of the United Nations system, I would like to say that this rising falls directly in line with the Unite campaign of the Secretary General of the United Nations, in which many of you here are involved. We want to thank particularly Pia and her team, but also the artists like Mikey Mercer and Aja, the people who have come out and shown that men can be partners in the struggle to end violence against women. Not all our men are abusers, and therefore the men who are not must make their voices heard and say, no, no, we will not accept you as acceptable members of our group if you continue to perpetuate these abuses against women and girls and children. So once again, I would like to congratulate all of you here. You know that UN Women believe strongly in the power of women on the ground. It is the women, the ordinary women of the world who have placed violence on the agenda of their countries and the agenda of the United Nations. The women's movement, diverse and out of hand, is the base for all the progress in action against violence for women, to women. Let us not forget that. Because sometimes when we get into the high halls of power and we see that we are getting laws and we are getting all these things done and we say states must be accountable, as indeed they must be, we forget that without the women on the ground and without their organizations pushing every day to hold those states to their accountability, very little would happen. Congratulations to you. Congratulations for being part of the global revolution for ending violence against women. I thank you.
We are going to shift the vibes here now and bring some singing.